some are here, some are hybrid. And John is online. And Gerber, me, myself, Shazad, Nidhi, and Terry, and Ryan is here. So basically, these are some of the steps, like just the highlights, just a reminder for us and others that we took. What we basically created, like 3 data files. We named them data 1, data 2, data 3. And then we put all those 3 files in one folder called data, which we will show later. And then there were like 5 columns, ID, date, first name, email, and credit card. So this information is very important on how you structure it, because like when you use commands and when you want to transform data, like grep, sort, and then if layout has an issue, then you will have a issue with the output, which we'll show later. And then an action, like I said, that we have taken is like an aggregation, sorting, remove duplication, and then reorganize the output. Okay, this is just a quick view of the data being used. Like combined data, that's like when we aggregated all the data in one file, and data 1, data 2, data 3, and then output was used for script, like partially automation, like when we ran all the commands together. And then the script file that we used, we called it script sh. Okay, so this is just the view of when we created the aggregated the file. So just to save the space, like there are, as you can see, 12 brackets, like with the ID numbers on the left, and then all the columns, like 5 columns, ID, date, first, email, and credit card. And this was used here we use a sorting function, as you can see, using an email column, it starts with the Brian, Harry, Jack, and so on. So here Racket, we try to capture Rackets with Gmail and Outlook, being in the email. So those are all like Yahoo as well. But there were a command used twice, grep, as you can see on the bottom, it's Outlook, and then on the top is Gmail, and then Yahoo all the way on the bottom. 3 different commands. So here we try to remove all the duplicate records. So using a unique command in the combo file. So these brackets are the unique brackets. So here we rearrange column 3, 4, 2, and 1 by using a sort function. So here we have 2 outputs, like on the top, in the top file. So it's like we try to count the records, number of lines, it's like 15. And at the bottom, one output only email containing test. So use the grep command, and as you can see, there were 2 records. So this was here we used like the script, and then the output was sent to file called output.cbs. And then we ran a cat command, and as you can see, the output. And this is just to sum up. So these are the most of the commands that were used. And just to summarize, source or unique, grep, test, grep, and WC. And that should conclude for now.
So could you, thank you, first of all, give a big round Right? Good. So how long did it take to create this all steps?
Honestly, it's like when everything was put together,
Mhm,
our group took
Mhm.
like an average 3 hours
Mhm.
to command,
Still
but
there
the
are like two parts.
Mhm.
Like I don't know like what about like I did like the grab command for the all three
Mhm.
differently, but I don't know can I do like in one command
Yes,
or
yes.
that I don't.
So you can do separately first,
Okay.
or you can create a loop, because remember you are in a scripting programming, right? So remember we talk about list, remember for I in Yahoo space Outlook space Gmail, and then I should be dollar in a graph. So it will loop it, and then you append to the one file. Make sense or not?
Yes.
So you can use that concept.
so, but the main challenge in this
Mhm.
was like, how the data is structured, because we had to do it twice.
Mhm.
First time when we ran,
Mhm.
when we created three text files,
Mhm.
CSV files, we just copied data from Excel file,
Mhm.
and then it had a lot of spacing.
Mhm.
And then when you run these commands, breakpoints, it counts those empty tabs in there too. So you
Mhm.
really need to know the count. 'Cause
Correct.
it-
So for that also, what you can do is you can there is a thing called dash NF,
Hmm.
dash NF, capital NF, which will help you how many what do you call columns you have. So you need to count.
I have a question, sorry.
Uh-huh.
So I was trying to use that NF thing and
Mhm.
it wasn't working for me for some reason. Like we're trying.
What when you say not working, what you were
It
not
was like just simply we were trying to make another file from like we were trying to append that same file
Mhm.
using NF
Mhm.
for something and then it wasn't like copying over.
No, NF command doesn't copy, it will
No.
give you columns.
Yes, yes,
Mhm.
but we were trying to do the same thing.
Yeah, I need to see I can help. But first thing what you need to do, you need to do NF command to find out is this file has appropriate columns.
Okay.
If not, then you start removing those lines. So there are a couple of ways you can remove the line. You can count the pipe because you have pipe, right? So if you have five columns, you can say grab pipe and then WC minus L. WC minus L. So you can say how many pipe you have in one line, right? Or you can use NF and you can say, hey, NF means factor, and then it will say how many fields you have. This way, if this line does not have adequate columns, then you have to just ignore that line. So that is what you need to do. But you should not run twice. If you're running twice, something wrong. It has to run only once. Because no one tomorrow you will say I need to run 3 times. That's not right, right? So what was the most difficult part in this project?
I was getting together because
Make it
everybody,
work together.
everybody has a job or different schedule.
Mhm.
Yeah. I was, but we make it.
Yeah, Linux people are like night people. Night time they are working people. Most people who are in Linux,
Like display the data in the tabular form.
tabular form, like just like we did, right? So there are formatting commands are there. So you have to use a format. So Linux has a format like tab format. So you can use tab and create the formatting. So just like a slash n,
Structure.
slash
that
n
was
as a
the
new
challenge,
line, slash
like
t.
transformation of the data.
I promised them to do something, but I couldn't do it.
Uh-huh.
I took all the commands
Uh-huh.
that like all those. I tried to do it like automation.
Mhm.
It's okay, Ryan, don't make it.
See-
You're
see-
used to your.
See, the challenge of every automation engineer will have, and you all will have challenge, is called overestimating, right? You say, hey, I will do in 2 hours. That confidence is good, but when you try, 2 hours will become 2 days. So that's natural. As you do this exercise more often, you will be appropriate in estimations. So you will estimate correctly. So it's okay. You are learning part of the job. So don't feel awkward. But the most important, I always encourage team member to do 2-2-2. That's a rule. 2-2-2. So 2 means if one person spent 2 hours and could not figure it out, he should bring other 2 person in a mix to your team lead or tech lead and say, hey guys, I'm having trouble. Can you guys help me? In 2 hours, you have to start asking people help. Now, 2 people working together and still not able to figure it out, then they have to go to 2. So they will go to their upper superior, maybe tech leads or managers, and hey guys, we are not able to do it. After that, team after team, you need to go to other teams and find, because we don't have enough time. So we need to quickly find the solutions. So we call 2, 2, 2. After 4 or 6 hours, if we are not able to find out, it means we have real bigger problem, right? So if you want to automate everything, I know you have done everything in a one command. Is the whole script is working, or you have to run command?
The whole script is working.
And then are you able to count like how many Yahoos, how many Gmails?
We could not, we did not do that part. We counted the whole, like, lines in there, but we did not count them separately.
WC minus L? No?
We couldn't know how many Yahoo and.
No, that was the problem.
Just need to add like the W.
So we just did the W minus L.
Yeah, that's it's a 15. But you should add echo also. You need to do properly. The 15, what is 15? Right? So you need to do the echo first. Hello, hello, hello. Listen, guys. This command you have to use a tick and assign as a variable, right? So you get the 15, and then you can say in echo, in echo you can say Yahoo email and then dollar that variable. So that way it's more descriptive. Make sense? You need to do a little bit more massage and policing.
Yeah, we let that.
So one thing I can tell you, the policing is important, because right now what you are developing or showing is good. Command is working. But let's say if you are marketing yourself or you are demonstrating yourself to the your manager or somebody, policing, like example, the slides, example, the content, example, the output here, rather than saying 15, how can you make more descriptive, right? So sometimes, just policing may take a little time, but you should do it. If when in productions, every command should have a comment. Why this command? What it does, right? It does give you opportunity. But overall, I hope you learned something.
Yeah.
Right? Yes or no? So big round for this group. Good job, guys. Good job. Now you want to take control. So now we have second group is going for the presentation, so we can compare
You guys have your own
team
slides,
1
you
and
wanna
team
use
2.
it?
That's fine.
Yes.
So first we did like 3 data files, and then we append it to the one file,
Mhm.
and then to merge all the data. Then over here, this was the output we received, and then there were like with the spaces, and then we used like grep command to remove all the spaces. And so this is the output after we use the grep command. Then we use the grep command to
Sort.
sort the email.
To cut the credit card.
Cut the credit card.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then we every single command we were making like a new file.
Mhm.
So you don't make confusion. Then this was the after that we were sorting the email using the sort command. And then so we sorted it, but then with the duplicate and everything. Next one we were trying to remove the duplicate command using the unique.
Mhm.
This is what we got. After that, we had used like off command to reorganize data from 4, 3, 2, 1 column. What we had after. And then we were trying to filter the test data out of the data file. So this is we only had like 2 of them. Then lastly, I think we were doing the off command for trying to find the incomplete data, but we were not able to do that.
Yeah, that is
This is
incomplete.
yeah, but we
This is complete. So we
Complete
remove the
data.
incomplete.
Mhm.
data.
Mhm.
and then over here we were trying to
Count.
count the number of lines or the data we had.
Mhm.
So total we had was 31 lines. And then this is for like to grab the specific email out, like the Gmail or Olo or Yahoo. This is we were trying to put this in the tabular form, but
Mhm.
then using the column command.
Mhm. That's possible. Very good. First of all, Nidhi, you can see your answer is here. So they use column minus T, right? So tab, right? And S and then the pipe, right? So that's the options available.
Yeah.
Right. You can use various ways you can do. So what was the most challenging part out of this
Last two.
last two?
This was like we did like after I came here, like just like 15 minutes.
Last
ago.
one.
Uh-huh.
And the incomplete data, it takes me about like 1.5 hours to.
Yeah,
figure out.
today I was spending like most of the time figuring out
First I
how
tried
to
the
do that.
condition,
Mhm.
then it only filtered the incomplete data,
Mhm.
but we required the remove the incomplete data and show only complete one.
Yeah. So
After
mhm.
1.5 hours, I think.
Yeah, so in a grep, you can use minus V, right? Or like, first you have to find out what is complete and what is incomplete. So incomplete, in my understanding, if there are tokens which is less, right, that's incomplete. So once you have that, you can grep it out. And then once you grep, then you can say, I don't want this. You can delete also based on that. There is a command called def also. You can remove also file to file. So the goal of the exercise is there are hundreds of ways you can do this exercise, but I'm hoping that while you are doing this thing, you're learning. Yes or no?
Definitely.
The Linux is such a beautiful topic, and more you spend, more you learn, because there is no one way you can do. There are hundreds of ways you can solve the problem. But in a short period of time, with limited experience, like 1 week time, you did this thing, it's really, really good. I would put it in an automated form. Remember, we talked about cron, right? Put together, first you make it script working and multiple times. So when you first time run, it works. Second time, if it doesn't work, find out why, right? If you process the file, you need to rename the old file, because if I run again, it should not rerun the again same credit card. Do you agree or not? So if your script run first time successfully, the last step you should rename the credit card 1 process, credit card 2 process, credit card 3 process. So when you run again, there should not be file. Make sense? Or no? So you need to think about production aspect, because right now you're working on a simple script, but in a production, like credit card data will keep coming. So you don't want to reprocess the same data again, because if you reprocess, the guy will be charged 2 times, right? Also, the goal of the exercise to remove credit card because of you want to secure the credit card information. But I also mentioned, like, you can keep last 4 digits if you want. So there are certain ways you can substitute column, you can remove the column. So awk command is very powerful. You use column command, cut command, or any other command, you can use it. Doesn't matter which command you use. But the goal of the exercise, get mastery for the awk command, because awk command is very powerful, and grep command, right? The thing I noticed in your script, you're creating file, right? One of our students who did it like step 1, he did echo and then write the log. So everything went to one log files and he showed the log step by step. So you could do that rather than running command separately. You run the command and write the log file. So there is one file which has command, this details and the output, command detail output. So you have master file. So you can do that as well. Make sense? I want to show you any other questions for this group. Okay. So give a big round. So first of all,